Hello YouTubers and welcome to Novus Talks with me, your host Novus Gorvis. And in this episode I'm going to be doing a review of the highly anticipated sequel to the Bad Boys series, Bad Boys for Life. Now I was lucky to have seen this film yesterday, so it's fresh in my mind and I'll go straight into it. First of all, I just want to put it out there, I quite like the first two Bad Boys. They're entertaining action flicks. The comedy's really good. It's kind of like Michael Bay at some of his finest work, but I will say I prefer the second one a lot over the first one. The first Bad Boys is very kind of every cop movie cliche ever, and I just think the second tops it in like every way possible. So I had that being said, I still liked the first movie and I was still willing to see what this new movie would throw, and it met expectations nearly perfectly. So we'll go right into it. I'm not sure how long after Bad Boys 2 it's set, if it is set like 20 years later, I presume. But basically, there's a new, I suppose, crime cartel around, and they're killing cops and people associated with Mike Lowry, and he's a victim of this big plot and he's basically trying to figure out why. And meanwhile, good old is it Martin is his name in the movie, funny enough, he's sort of retired from the cop world and he's trying to enjoy family life, and he's become like very religious and Christian, and it makes for some of the funniest comedy in the movie. So a good chunk of it makes it more like personalized around Mike and his story. But that aside, the comedy is sort of very central in Bad Boys for Life. They put that at the forefront, while also realizing that they were telling a more serious story than the other two movies. The Bad Boys for Life still embraces everything you would know and expect from a Bad Boys movie, and the action is absolutely thrilling, and it's a wild ride to be sure. And even Michael Bay himself, as I'm sure you know, he gets a cameo in it. A bit longer than I was expecting, but I was really happy to see him in the movie. I'm not sure who directed the third one, but whoever they did a really good job at making it feel like it fit in perfectly with the other two. You know it's a Bad Boys movie, and the soundtrack as well, worth pointing out, really stands out in Bad Boys for Life. It's got like tense moments, but at the same time, a lot of it's very action, centered around the action, and very upbeat in a way, and adds to the whole overall chaos that's going on screen. But yeah, I don't really know what to say at the same time. You know, if you've seen the first two Bad Boys, it is pretty much that again, so you can take from that what you want. It's a very rare scenario or a movie sequel after so many years lives up to the expectations that people always imagined it would be like, and that in itself is worth applause, because this is only one of, I think, two movies in the past 5 years that I've been excited for that have actually lived to expectations. And so I was very pleasantly surprised coming out of the cinema after seeing Bad Boys for Life. They are, from what I've heard, they're planning Bad Boys 4. And while I absolutely loved Bad Boys 3, I don't really want a fourth one, because 3, it serves perfectly as like an end to the first two movies, and even though it has its own story and they could exploit that if they want to, I don't think they should. I'll watch it, of course, if they make a fourth one, but they should definitely leave it at 3, because this is just going to get milked for another 7 movies, and it's just going to become rotten at that point. And Bad Boys, the legacy of Bad Boys deserves better than than that. As for the other characters in the movie, I'll be honest, I can't remember the names of any of the characters in this movie. I'm sorry, I don't know why that is. It could be that I was more absorbed by the action and like the soundtrack of it than what was going on, but the character names escape me, but you'll have to forgive me for that. The main woman, I don't know if her name was Vanessa, but she's always around Mike. And the way her character is written is very well, because you're almost expecting certain cliches with her, but she doesn't actually reach those cliches, and so she's kind of averting expectations a little bit, which is nice to see, because they could have done everything you'd expect them to do with that character, but no, surprisingly not. And they'll probably do it in the fourth movie, but for Bad Boys for Life, out of all the new characters, she comes out as my favourite, just because they did something with her that wasn't the obvious way to go, and so that is another thing worth applauding. The team at Ammo, there's one of them is a really sort of strong, body built kind of guy he's traumatized from fighting and stuff. He was a bouncer at a nightclub. He lost his job because some guy tried to assault a woman and he intervened, and so he needs therapy if he gets involved with violence, and so it also adds to the humor and dynamic of the film, but that plays out very nicely in the end, and you get to see how his character develops beyond that point toward the end. So yeah, it's just another great example of how the film plays around with what it's dealing with in a way. I do find it weird that they're making a Bad Boys 4, to be honest, because 3 really does emphasize a lot that the words "one more time," we ride together, we die together. So it is very much emphasized of being the last one, but who knows? I don't really know. The movie's 2 hours long, but it feels a lot longer because there's quite a lot happening, but there's never a moment where you feel like you're getting lost. Everything is perfectly clear about what's happening. So I do want to point that out. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else I can say. It all sort of links back to the central narrative around Mike Lowry and his personal story of what's going on. Yeah, that's what I can say about it without really getting into any sort of spoiler-filled territory about it. Definitely give it a try. If you've seen the first 2 Bad Boys, if you liked them, Bad Boys 3 does not fail in any way. It lives up to expectations very closely, and it is very enjoyable and very entertaining, and a good start to the year in terms of movies, I think. So yeah, that's all I'm really going to say about it. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. Have you seen the first 2 Bad Boys? Do you like them? Which one's your favorite? Are you going to see Bad Boys for Life? Let me know. So yeah, with all said, thank you all for watching, and please subscribe. Nova Scorus out.